What is going on, everybody? This is Gold Ninja 70, and welcome to another episode of Tech Support. Now, I know some of you probably hate this side of tech support, just like some of you hate, website review. But you know what? That's fine. That's that's you. So today we got probably the cheapest SSD that you can buy. It's obvious. It's flipped, but this is the Adata SU650. This is a 120 gigabyte SSD, and for $20, I gotta say, it's not the worst SSD that you can get. I haven't tried other SSDs. However, this, the packaging claims that this has a write speed of up to 500 megabytes per second, and it has a write speed of 300 megabytes per second. So that's not the worst I've ever seen. Obviously because this is an SSD, it's a lot faster than a hard drive because there's no physical disk in this that has to spin, and that's what makes hard drives so slow. So $20, it's not bad. It's got the same SATA connections as you would see on any other hard drive or SSD. I'm gonna say honestly, if you're looking for speed, I want to say just get an M.2 if your computer has an M.2 slot, because an M.2 is probably the fastest type of storage that you can get. It is more expensive, but it's definitely a lot more worth it. So let's just hop on to Amazon real quick. So obviously they don't just have the 120 gigabyte hard drive. They got 240. They got 480. They got some weird numbers for the 650 series. But however, there are other models, models, and those other models have a lot more storage on them. I've seen some for that have as much as 2 terabytes of storage. So let's find one of those real quick. I'm lazy. Okay. So yeah, they got 2 terabyte ones. They got 1 terabyte ones. Obviously, the more you want, the more expensive it's gonna be. But if you really just need something to, put your, just to put your, what the fuck is that? 3.84 terabytes. I've never even seen that. But if you just want something that you can just slap your, your operating system onto, this is definitely a good. These are definitely a good choice because, like I said, they're about $20 for the cheapest one, and you get 120 gigs of storage, which will probably give you enough room for the operating system in maybe one game. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. But real quickly, let's just look at the price of an M.2. So let's see what the cheapest M.2 is and see if we can beat that price. Because if you can get an M.2 for cheap, then definitely get one. All right, so the cheapest one they got is a $44 M.2. Obviously, you need to have an actual slot on your motherboard to plug in a M.2, and obviously, you don't want to go for a cheap one that nobody's ever heard of. You obviously want to go with something like Sony or what are some of the other companies? Bleh, okay. Totally blanking here, but there are some companies that are out there that are really well known. You can get a Barracuda. Oh, Western Digital. That's the other one I was thinking of. Western Digital. Jesus fuck. So I would definitely stick to name brands like Samsung and Western Digital. Yeah, Western Digital for sure. Intel, don't buy an Intel one. Just don't. Nothing that's Intel is good. Like nothing that's branded Intel is normally any good. Well, that's coming from somebody using a computer running Intel. Cough, cough. So these are definitely a step up from an SSD. Obviously, if you can't justify the cost, then just don't buy one. But then again, that's also up to you. But if you want something cheap and faster than your hard drive, you can get an SSD like this or any other SSD. So let's look at this SSD. Those aren't SSDs. That's an SSD. So lowest price. Obviously, I'm looking at Newegg. Um, also, if you're plugging it in, you're gonna want to make sure that your computer case itself, has a bracket for a SSD because that's weird. I'll look at that later. Um, so you see these little dots on the side. You use those to mount the SSD onto the bracket, and you need to make sure that if you're putting it in your computer, you either have some way to attach it to the case on the inside, or you have a bracket that you can put it in. Something like this or this. Yeah, they're the same thing. Or you can get a case like mine that has an entire SATA connection just in the top of the desk, the case for some weird reason. Anyway, enough about that. Enough of me rambling on. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, hit that top left corner icon or top right, wherever it's going to be. And if you want to see the other videos, you can click around or you can head to the main channel and check some other stuff out. Peace.